Europe as the timeline, anchor. Why Chauvet, El Castillo, and the Aurignacian Still Matter. Europe is often used as a timeline anchor in discussions of early cave painting. This isn't because Europe is the only region with early rock art, but because many European sites have been studied in depth over a long time, with detailed documentation and repeated dating work. For a global story, Europe therefore helps researchers compare evidence across regions using a shared, well-developed framework. A key challenge is that cave art is difficult to date directly. In many cases, researchers cannot measure the pigment age itself. Instead, they date mineral deposits that formed over the artwork or geological layers connected to the cave context. Common approaches include dating mineral crusts and speleothems, thin layers of calcium carbonate that build up after the drawings or paintings are made. As a result, early cave art typically comes with age ranges and varying levels of confidence, depending on the dating method and how securely the dated material is linked to the specific artwork. Because of this dating difficulty, European cave art is often discussed within broader archaeological period frameworks, especially the Upper Paleolithic. Within that period, cultural labels such as the Aurignacian are used as organizing tools. These labels help researchers connect cave art to other evidence from the same time periods, like associated tools, settlement patterns, and portable symbolic objects found in the archaeological record. The Aurignacian framework is not a universal rule for all European cave art, but it often appears in the way early symbolic evidence is structured for comparison. Two major European reference points in this conversation are Chauvet Cave in France and the cave art evidence from the El Castillo region in Spain. Chauvet is widely discussed because it preserves a large, varied body of Paleolithic wall paintings, and because it has been central to research on how to interpret and date early wall art traditions. In a global timeline anchor role, Chauvet functions as a major example of early cave painting, where researchers can compare style, technique, and archaeological context across multiple studies. The El Castillo region is also important, not just for individual famous images, but because it provides evidence across multiple caves and sequences in the same area. When there are several sites in one region, scholars can compare motifs and technical patterns, and they can build more robust timelines for how wall art traditions may have developed and changed over time in that region. Even with these strengths, it's important to treat Europe as an anchor, not as proof that early art only appeared there. Europe's record is strongly shaped by research history. What caves were discovered earlier, how well they preserved evidence, and how rapidly they were documented. That means Europe can become central in academic timelines, partly because its data is abundant and highly analyzed. But that does not automatically mean the European timeline matches the earliest possible global emergence of cave art in every region. Europe also plays a role in debates about which human groups were capable of producing symbolic imagery. Some European cave art claims involve timing that places artwork near periods when different human populations were present, including early modern humans and Neanderthals. In practice, each claim depends on dating quality and on whether the archaeological context can be tied reliably to a specific group. So these debates are still active and site-dependent. What many researchers draw from these discussions is not a simple one-to-one rule, one group invented it everywhere, but the recognition that symbolic behaviour may have emerged, varied, and developed in complex ways across regions and time. Putting this together, the Aurignacian and related Upper Paleolithic frameworks are useful because they provide a shared chronological structure for comparing early symbolic material evidence in Europe. Chauvet and the El Castillo region provide concrete, heavily studied examples that help anchor what early cave art traditions can look like, and how researchers organize evidence when they must rely on cave geology, mineral layers, and indirect dating. In short, Europe is used as a timeline anchor because its cave art evidence is well documented and because many studies have built strong chronological frameworks around it. The next step in a global podcast series is to use that anchor to compare with other regions, examining whether the earliest evidence elsewhere shows similar forms of wall art, similar timing, or independent beginnings.